Welcome back to this module. Today we'll be taking a deep dive into two very important concepts, intrapreneurship and entrepreneurship. Now, I'm sure many of you will have heard of this term called entrepreneurship before. It's usually associated with words such as innovation or advancement, development. But what is intrapreneurship? And that's one of the questions we're going to answer in today's lesson. So both entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship involve innovation. And so we say entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs are both innovators. What this means is that they're good at seeking out new innovative products or new business opportunities that can succeed in the real world. The difference between the two is that entrepreneurs are typically self-employed innovators or key personnel in a startup business, a person who demonstrates enterprise and initiative in order to come up with a new idea to make a profit, who see a gap in the market. They see that people have needs that are not being met by any current businesses or industries, and they start up a business to meet those needs. And these often attract a lot of customers because their product is unique or something that people are missing. So one of the greatest examples of entrepreneurship is the Tangle Teaser. Now, I'm sure many of you are familiar with this product. The Tangle Teaser is a hairbrush that many people use to untangle their hair. At the time it was invented in 2007, hairbrushes were already a thing. But one of the big problems of the hairbrush was that hair would often get stuck while combing it, and it would cause a lot of pain. And so one particular person, Sean Palfrey, recognized that there was this gap in the market. It was difficult for people to comb their hairs. And he came up with this innovation, this new hairbrush that could detangle hair. And you may have seen him pitch this idea on the Dragon's Den, the TV show, to investors, but no one wanted to invest in him and they even ridiculed him. But he proved them wrong, and the business is now worth roughly $273 million US. And this is one of the great examples of entrepreneurship, where a single person recognized a small opportunity in the market and turned it into something big and profitable. On the other hand, we have intrapreneurship. And intrapreneurship is often overlooked because they are individuals employed by large organizations, so you don't see them. But they're employed by large organizations to develop new products or services for the benefit of the organization that they are working for. And we see intrapreneurship every single day. Every time our mega corporation, Apple, releases a new iPhone and adds on some new features, we see intrapreneurship. We see intrapreneurship within the company when they launch a new successful marketing campaign. We see intrapreneurship in their marketing development. So on both ends, intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs have to balance the risk of their business idea failing against the likelihood of success. And they use metrics such as customer engagement to measure these by researching the market, doing market research. Intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs are both people who want to innovate and develop something new in the field. And so we say intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs. And so we say innovation is the key to what intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs do. Now, this typically comes in three forms. The first one is market reading. What this means is reading changes in customer purchasing habits and how other businesses are reacting and making changes in response to that. The second one is needs seeking, and this is a highly underrated one. It usually involves communicating with current and potential customers to determine their needs and wants. And if done well, this is usually a key to business success. The third one is technology driving. And that's talking about being a technological innovator in the field, investing in research and development opportunities to enhance your product according to changes offered by new technological capabilities. So you don't want to be like Kodak or Nokia, where they have just completely failed and gone out of favor because they failed to respond to changes in customer taste. And the innovations that were happening at the time, they completely failed to respond to. They were too stuck in their own existing product and failed to adapt. They failed to innovate. Now, when we think of innovation, we always think of developments in technology. But as I mentioned before, one of the big and underrated innovation strategies is need seeking. For example, when we look at the social changes in the US in terms of the increase in the number of women in the workforce, There are some businesses that have understood the implications of these changes in the past 50 years. There will no longer be as many people staying home to look after housework. And from this, some entrepreneurs came up with the idea of dog walking businesses. And dog walking businesses have become a very successful model that is particularly common in the US cities in the US nowadays. The reason it's successful is because it recognized a gap in the market and it adapted to that gap, recognizing that most people can't be home to look after their pets. It produced a service that looked after those needs. Another example of successful need seeking is lawn and gardening services. Some entrepreneurs and innovators recognize that due to social changes in home owning practices in the last 30 years, with most people being too busy to attend to the lawns, we saw some innovators come up with new equipment for lawn mowing. And we saw some new businesses provide new gardening and lawn mowing services to meet these missing needs. This is another example of successful need seeking. And some entrepreneurs have built an entire industry with large businesses that are profitable around this concept and this market gap. This is a great example of why innovation is so important to surviving in the business world. I hope you learned something today. See you soon.